VC, how are we? Good to see you again. Thanks for joining me. I've parked the car into the pit lane. It's going to be quite a lengthy mechanical repairs. Car's fine, just sort of having a bit of a break from driving pumping tunes to had a request. They missed my face. No requests. Just wanted to show you what I've got. So, and then I'll be back on the streets again. Okay, so got some Ella in the background, live in London, next to the Ghostbuster. Actually, I bought a record, and I knew the record wasn't in it. I just bought it for that cover. What a cover! Just great cover. I'm happy to buy it. 50 cents for no record, just a cover. Sweet. All right. Got a lot here. So these are probably from the start of the year. So these are like 3 months worth of buys. I did go. Just turn Ella down a touch. I did go 1 month without buying a record, which felt good, but it feels a hell of a lot better buying records. Now I'm constantly in flux of getting rid of stuff. It's okay, I've sort of limited my space, so things have got to go. Keep moving, gives me some cash back and gives me some space. So I picked up a lot of stuff, and I'll show you some CDs first. I'm just going to try and go through fairly quickly. Hope everybody's well. So let's go. Violent Femmes. I keep going to salvos, like thrifties, op shops, compilation, and saying don't get any more CDs, you've got no space. But how can you leave these there for like 50 cents to $2? Great comp, never seen it before. Femmes. A bit of Wilco. I've got a few Wilcos, and I think I've got 3 or 4. I had the one with the buildings on the front, actually had no CD in it, but then I found it at a different store a little bit later. This one's called, I think, The Album. That is The Album. Wilco. Nice. Camel there. Okay, keep moving. Okay, a bit of Otis Redding. Can't leave them there. Didn't have this on CD, so coming home. Angels, you don't find this sort of 80s, what is this, 80 something? 1980. You don't find them often in CDs, so got to pick up some Angels. Dark Room. Bit of Miles Davis. This one's Miles Davis Members Edition. Sweet, might be getting me into some club. Bit of Noel Gallagher's High Flying Bird. This is quite cool, so pretty happy to pick that up. I probably never would have bought it if I didn't find it. Went through a run. I got some. Went to you go to a store and someone's obviously dropped off a lot of their collection, and I picked up quite a few Rollins bands, which I've been after for a while. Henry Rollins. So there's a few more. Picked up Best of Lou Reed. That's pretty cool. Didn't really have any of him on CD, and I haven't got anything. I didn't have anything from the Velvet Revolver. This is like a a lot of glare. What does it say? Chronicles. Okay, so can you see track listing? Very happy to get some Velvet Revolver. Now I can actually listen to them and see if I like them. Bit of More Miles, The Birth of Cool. That one looks actually very cool. The rare live recordings, so that's pretty sweet. Rollins bands again. Rolling band. This one's Van Morrison, The Philosopher's Stone. AKA Mr. Potter. Double CD. I don't know about this. This looks interesting. So anyway, we'll get round to those one day. Emmylou Harris. I've been after some of her stuff. Headley, and a lot of people talk about her, saying it's amazing. And this is a really good album. So listened to this yesterday. Beautiful. Very nice. What's this? Oh yeah, Peter Green. Peter Green. I've turned the cover random away, but anyway, it's Peter Green, Alone with the Blues. So it's some of these early stuff, but also later stuff, and this is really nice bluesy stuff. People often talk about Peter Green's early stuff is great, and great. And finally, pretty much all these have probably got this album, but I've only had a half a copy of it, so one disc of the double disc. And finally, I've got myself a complete White Beatles. So happy to find it. It wasn't in the best shape. It still plays fine. I think maybe skips on one song. This is a great. I mean, you know what? Anyway, do I like the Revolution 9? No. Good Night? No. And there's one other song on side 1 I don't really like. Otherwise, I think it's Wild Honey Pie. The rest of it, absolutely love. Love it. Sweet. All right, get you some wax. Record stores, antique stores. Did I go to anyone's house to get some? I went to somebody's house and they weren't there, and a bit annoying. It was actually looked very dodgy in there, so I thought stuff it. Probably for the best. I mightn't have got out of there alive. I don't really buy much online. I'm actually preferring to go to antique stores more, just because, record stores, man, I love record stores, but, you just sort of, you probably, not a lot of moments you say, oh, I've never seen this before, when you go to a record store, where in an antique store, you really get some obscure stuff, and they're not priced generally appropriately. And I'll talk about that when I get to some of the examples. So, record stores, prices are, they've got to make a living, a little bit elevated, aren't they? And some are better than others, but, I sort of want to get stuff in that $10, maximum $20 range, and it's hard to do that in record stores. So, okay, so here we go. So from a record store, Creedence, first album, Debut. Terrible lining. No, it's not the notes, the contrast, like it's white, it's black on white. It's just very hard to read. This is great. It's great. It's obviously their Debut, it's their raw stuff. It's not quite sort of as like the distinguishable southern rock, sort of classic rock sort of sound, bit later albums. Great stuff. Susie Q, 8-minute Susie Q. I was reading that it's split over 2 sides, the end of side 1 and start of side 2, but mine's not like that, and a few other copies I looked up weren't like that. Anyway, Put a Spell on You, Working Man. I think he said I was born on a Wednesday, started work on a Sunday or something like that. Funny. Yeah, really good stuff. Really happy. I really want to finish off the CCR discography. It's only like 5 or 6 over a few prolific years, 5 or 6 years, 4 years, something like that. They're quite hard to find. Still gonna need Green River and Country Bayou Country, something like that. Yep. A bit of Mudhoney. Sweet. My second Mudhoney. Every good boy needs some fudge. Deserves fudge. Cool title. Cool artwork. Just great. Grungy rockin' dudes. Sub Pop. This is a later reissue. I think it was like $25, and I've been to this store a few times, and he just said 22, so that's always nice. Very nice. It sounds great. Love it. Okay, this interesting one. So, Alatunji, I think. Drums of Passion. What an interesting guy. Nigerian, and this is actually his debut album, but it came out in 1960. This is a little later repress on just the CBS, standard CBS. Coming a bit of a seam tear there, easily fixed with double-sided tape. Yeah, so I guess it came out in like a reissue in 75. So it just talks a little bit about growing up in Nigeria, and playing hollowed out drums made out of hollowed out trees and animal skin. And when the rains have finished and the women come back from the markets and start drawing all the nets, and you can just hear the drums playing, and amazing stuff, really cool. And what an amazing life. Like he went to America, and I think his mid-20s, and he was reading from the Reader's Digest. He noted some sort of what's it called, some sort of program, and he went to the States through that program. And really interesting here, it says, where does it say that? This could, something along the lines of, Drums of Passion is a danceable album. For more indications, it is probably the first African album recorded in stereophonic sound in the US. So it does credit, he is some credited with bringing world music to the US, making it more available, known. He befriended John Coltrane, and became good friends, and I think John Coltrane's last gig was in like a cultural centre he set up in Harlem. He sang a song about Coltrane sang a song about Alantunji. Dylan mentions him in one of his songs. I think I Will Be Free, possibly, or Freewheelin'. He's played with a lot of people, Stevie Wonder, and I can't remember now. Lots of people. He's really well known and an activist. And before every live gig, he'd be talking about social justice. He walked into Washington with I Have a Dream. What's his name? That's terrible. Martin Luther King. So what a life. What an amazing guy. And sounds great. Just great drumming. You know, drums of passion. That's what it is. And I like the song titles like Chant to a Train Man, Primitive Fire, Why Do You Run Away, Flirtation Dance, Sweet as Honeybee, and Chant to the God of Thunder. Cool stuff. If you see that, it's got that for a tenner. Great stuff. Alantunji. Drums of Passion. This is continuing all record stores over the 3 months period. Vanilla Fudge, got my first Vanilla Fudge Renaissance. Second or third album on Atlantic. Which colour Atlantic? Might be the green, is it? Yeah, nice. It's always nice to see that. It's a pretty early one, isn't it? Yeah, 60 something, I'd say. 68, maybe. Progressive, psychedelic, really nice. They do a great version of Season of the Witch. Really cool, really hard-hitting, passionate, really good. Alright, been looking for this one for a long time, probably a staple in most people's collection. I was going to say in their diet collection, same thing. Dylan 61. Needed to get this, been looking for quite a while. This is a later Australian reissue on the Sunburst CBS. What can you say? Just great. A must-have. And Buffalo Springfield, I think their third album. Maybe all reports, maybe not as good as their first, but still wanted some, and happy to get anything with Neil on there. And Debo. These guys are just weird, aren't they? But weird, cool, sort of, I think it is called New Wave. It's just cool stuff. But weird dudes, but great. And Barbara Dane, really interesting. When I was a young girl, this is sort of like mid 60s came out. On this, it's on the World label, Australian issue. Just read on this. She's the what was it? Something like when Louis Armstrong said, "Who's that chick?" And ain't she a gasser? Maybe she's allergic or related to Bobby. But yeah, really nice folk singer, rock singer. Really, really sweet stuff. Barbara Dane, really beautiful stuff. I really recommend this. From that San Francisco sort of sound and era. I think she wasn't from San Fran, but she moved there. So really nice. Barbara Dane. If you don't know, check her out. And another female who I didn't really know about, Maggie Bell. I've just never seen that before. It's Suicide Owl. I didn't know on the Polydor, I didn't know what this was, but I just looked it up when I was in the record store and it said classic rock. And yeah, classic sort of rock, bit of blues. She's Scottish. Had quite a few albums. She may have even been on TV or something like that. But when you hear her voice, there's one person you think of, and I'll just try and do some needle drops depending how we go for time. But listen to that and see what you say. I'm sure you'll come up with the same answer I did, and the guy at the record store did. Bit of Dwayne Eddy. These are now some op shops, thrifties, twangy guitar. He went to Nashville, it says on here, to cut this, and under the watchful eye of his extraordinary producer Lee Hazelwood, and also Chet Atkins was there as well. Just twanginess, dancing, twanging guitar. Niles, Loughran's never really see him around a lot. $2. You always see these for very cheap. This is nice little rockin' sort of stuff. Yeah, some good players on there. Al Cooper. Jeez, he played with a lot of people, didn't he? Al Cooper. He was on, I think he was on Dylan's 61 there as well. And yeah, just nice rock. Nancy Wilson. I can't remember if I actually spun this one, but she's got a nice voice. This is a cool one. So this is just all $1 or $2 at the op shop. Chuck Berry on stage, on chess. Gotta love that. I was really happy to see that. Really nice condition. Chuck Berry, what are you going to say? Great. Very happy to have it. Put that over there. And another really cool one. They're all cool. From the charity store. This Ray Brown. And the Whispers. And I love how they just put an arrow there. Because I didn't know which one was Ray. So that's Ray Brown there. I guess so. I think I've actually met him through my line of work. And this is what year? This is like 60s as well. It's mono. It's on the Leadton, which is a really interesting Leadon. Really interesting, upside down always. Interesting label from Australia. I want to check out a bit more. Sort of 60s rock, garagey, sort of 60s rock and roll sort of stuff. Really good, really good. Yeah, this is actually worth like $100 or something like that. And I bought it for like $2. Maybe it's not as good as condition as that sold for, but really interesting and really good. These were like up there with Easy Beats, so sort of tells you they were good. Man for Man, just classic, another sort of 60s Brit pop, that Brit pop explosion. Good stuff, isn't it? I mean, everyone knows Pink Flamingo, 54321. Really cool, just a good listen, and really happy to have that. I think that's Manfred. Now this one here, Tom T. Hall, the country one for $1 or something, 50 cents. I'll give it a go. It's actually not bad, a little country. It's okay. Now this one, have I got your attention? Please pay attention. This, I was going to actually do a whole video on this. Just, I don't know. This is something that looks like a staple, thrifty album. Just full of just rubbish. Okay, but discotheque. Okay, it looks pretty much like what you get in a thrifty. So I wonder if that's going to be my screenshot. Oh, excuse me. The thing that caught my eye is this: the Four Instants. This is in like 60, 63, 64. This is an original on the Saga. It's got the original sleeve in as well. It's always nice to get those sort of original sleeves. Now this is teenage pop madness. It's just got it pretty much instrumental, not 100% instrumental. They do sing a few lines. As I say, it looks like your standard stuff. This did sell for like $60, $75 last time on Discogs. There's not a lot of information on there. I wish I knew the artist names off the top of my head again. Catini or something like that is the drummer. It's just amazing fuzz organ. Amazing organ. Just, amazing. And the guitar, all of them. Guitar, drums, it has some absolutely great drumming on there. And the bass, a bit more in the background, but still very good. It's just pretty much listening like four musicians put together, and for the teenagers that just want to dance. And you're going to dance when you hear it. It's just fuzziness, organ, guitar, drums, bass. Just, I don't know. I'm gonna do some songs in the near future. I'll probably do like a 4 album song rip, because it's definitely something to look at. And I think there is some clips on YouTube. If you see this album, pick it up. It's probably going to be put in as $1 or $2. In a record store, they might know it's worth a bit more, but it's just awesome, awesome stuff. Okay, Elvis, you know, going to pick up a Shoe album. Why not? Now, this is another reason that I love the antique stores. Is, you know, this thing here, Mirtha. What the hell is that? I thought, but it just looked interesting enough. Mirtha, it's Mirtha Y Raul. So he's Cuban. This is Cuban psychedelic rock on a really cool label. The sleeve is like, the cover is like an inner sleeve, that thin, on the Arietto label, which I've never seen before. Man, this is cool. I mightn't have time for drops today, but I will play some songs of this. Just really cool psychedelic rock. They're singing in their native, you know, Spanish. They duet. They only got one album. Let's say, I think this came out 60 something. You know, this is what you're going to find in an antique store. Like, and it's interesting, that antique store had like Neil Diamond's price at $10. This was $2. So that's what I love about the antique stores. You know, if you found this in a record store, it probably would be priced up a little bit because they're obviously researching. Cool. I'm going to I'll do some drops if I can. Another antique store, didn't really have any idea. Swinging Simply Sweets by Harry Edison and Eddie Lockjaw Davis. Look, I didn't know this one, but looked interesting. Just a pretty sort of standard, sort of jazzy, trumpety stuff, but very nice to have. On the Pablo, I won't take it out because it's pretty hard. Pablo label, very cool. Okay, I'm gonna go Everything But the Girl. I do have one Everything But the Girl, but don't like it that much. I love Everything But the Girl. It's not the Amplified Heart, which is great. This is another one, and I actually like this one a bit more. The other one I don't like is where the little boy is doing a pee in a, you know, in a sort of industrial area on the cover. Anyway, Everything But the Girl. Love Tracy's voice. My local post office, I picked up Miles Davis, Kind of Blue. You've got to have it. Love it. Later reissue, but it's a well done sort of a 6i Columbia. Sounds great. Great album. Got to have that. Now, I went through a friend at work. He told me about his brother-in-law who was a DJ and has got some albums to sell. I went down there to see him. There wasn't a lot. He didn't have much left, actually. He had sold a lot of crates over time, but it's just a great guy talking to, and just these DJ days. He used to go to the States. He had family over there, and he went to a lot of the record companies, and they had all cards from like Capitol and Island Records, and they'd basically just they'd give him records, just bag them up and give them records, and that's the way. So they would play them, and that's the way that people heard music and hopefully liked it and bought it. Amazing. It's just so cool. And he told me about how he had, you know, floor to wall. Just let me get that. This is not the Denon's a manual. A floor to wall, floor to ceiling high of records come through customs. None of the customs officer would sort of weren't sure what to say, but they give him a few records and they'll be fine. Yeah, really nice guy. Only had a few things there I got, and he just gave them for pretty cheap. Interesting. Love hearing the stories about, you know, just going to record companies and they just give them records, and cool. Haven't got the proper cover, but this is the best of the Steve Spencer Davis group. Steve Winwood. Great. What an artist. I mean, he's done so much, hasn't he? It's not too bad. It's Hello. Just love look at that jeans and the things, and good bump too. But anyway, so just mostly covers, but sort of in that sort of rock, sort of 60s rock, teenage rockers. Okay, what else? I've got a couple of things from him, but I must have mixed it up. Anyway, and then I've been back to that guy that I answered the ad for, in his garage. And I've got another, say, 6, 7, or 10 maybe. 10 albums. So, really happy with this. When I saw this, I thought it was actually CCR. I thought it was the Bayou Country. It looks a bit like it, doesn't it? It's actually Humble Pie. I think their second album, Humble Pie, came out, not very good with my dates, I think in 60 something. I love this label, Intermediate. Just, they're not showing off, they're not excellent, they're not advanced, they're not basic, they're just, bulk standard Intermediate. Just a great looking label. I love the, I don't know, love it. This is really nice. I can't remember what year. I think it was 60 something. 68, late 68, 69. Just bluesy, rocky, psychedelic. Really cool. I know Lou at Daddy Sensei, he loves Humble Pie. And have you got that one, Lou? It's just a great album. So, very happy to get that one. These are all $7 each from that guy. Got the Beach Boys. Light album, like LA, light album. It's a weird one. It's not bad. It's songs that are not sort of, I guess, too famous. Just don't quite get the. It is the Beach Boys, but it's just a lot of other people on it. I just haven't quite got my head around it. But not bad, not bad. This is a classic. Nina, 99 Luftwaffe balloons. Cool. They've got an English version, English side and a German side. Probably German side sounds better, but very cool. Bee Gees. Now, a lot of people talk about the early ones. This is about the third or fourth, maybe fifth, 2 years on. So it's not quite psychedelic. It's definitely not disco. It's sort of in that transition, more folk rock sort of thing. Probably more folk. The Kinks compilation. Good stuff. Actually, I've got another comp as well, but anyway. Really cool. Golden Hour. This is very nice. Great condition. I think 1960s. Got The Cult, Electric. I did my own cover because it had no cover. Alright, I left on from an old album in full sound dimension. Anyway, Electric, The Cult. Great rockin'. John Lennon. This is, what is it? Walls and Bridges. This is really good. Cool cover too. Sort of go from there to there. And, I like this. I haven't thought too often about it, who my favourite Beatle is, but, looking at what I got in my collection, John Lennon is my favourite Beatle. And, yeah. So, just nice stuff, and really happy to get that one. This is a bit of a reggae, apartheid sort of song, like amazing art, like great artists, for sort of, obviously artists against apartheid. Sun City in South Africa. Who you got on here? You got Ray Barretto, Bono, Pat Benatar. You got Bob Dylan, the Aussie Minute Oil, Peter Garrett, Gabriel, Daryl Hall, Herbie Hancock, Nona Hendricks, lots of people, Ringo Starr, Peter Wolf, Bobby Womack, Pete Townsend, Shankara, Springsteen, Lou Reed. Yeah, they all sing on this, just doing stuff cool. Sort of a bit more reggae, sort of like. Kinks Spotlight, another nice one. And James Brown. Okay, you don't want to hit 30 minutes. Oh my god. And probably the best two. I'm going to show them later. Okay, that is it. I want to hit before 30. Thank you so much. Sorry it's a long one. Good to see you again. I'll take my face off again soon and be back in the car, but look after yourselves, VC. Thanks for watching, subscribing. Take care. Keep spinning and keep digging.